April 14th, 1912. The world's greatest ship sliced through the North Atlantic at full speed. On board, the wealthy dined and laughed. The poor slept soundly in their bunks, and the crew carried on with routine duties. But at 11:40 p.m., in a calm, star-filled night, history shifted forever. Titanic, the pride of an age, met the one enemy no steel, no wealth, no human pride could defeat: the ocean. The evening had been unusually quiet. Passengers remarked on the smoothness of the sea. Like glass, many said. Not a ripple, not a wave, not even a breeze. Above, the sky glittered with stars. Without the moon, they seemed brighter than ever before. To many, it felt like magic. To sailors, it was a warning. With no waves breaking against icebergs, the towering masses of ice would be nearly impossible to see. Yet Titanic pressed forward at over 22 knots, determined to make New York on time, if not early. Warnings of ice had come all day, but confidence ruled the bridge. This was Titanic, unsinkable, unshakable, far above the deck. In the crow's nest, two men stood watch: Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. Their job was vital, spotting any danger ahead. But on this night, their eyes were their only tools. The binoculars had been misplaced before sailing, leaving them blind against the vast, moonless sea. Fleet later recalled the horizon glittering with starlight. The water and sky merged into one, a dark canvas with no edges. Any iceberg would be a ghost in the blackness. Still, Titanic steamed forward, her lights glowing, her passengers unaware of the danger in the path ahead. It was not the catastrophic crash some imagined. It was worse. For 7 long seconds, the iceberg's jagged sides scraped along the starboard hull. A low, grinding roar vibrated through the steel. Ice showered down onto the forward decks. Some passengers barely noticed. Others laughed at the strange noise. But beneath the waterline, the damage was mortal. The iceberg had ripped open 6 of Titanic's forward compartments. One by one, they began to flood. Titanic could survive 4. She could not survive 6. The unsinkable ship had been fatally wounded. On deck, confusion reigned. Some passengers asked questions. Others shrugged it off. Stewards reassured them it was nothing serious. The engines had stopped, but Titanic lay steady and calm. No panic, no chaos. Captain Edward Smith was called to the bridge. Assessments were made. The pumps were activated. But then Thomas Andrews, the ship's designer, arrived. His inspection was quick, precise, devastating. "The ship will sink," he told Smith. "It is a mathematical certainty. She will not last more than 2 hours." The truth had arrived. The Titanic was doomed Even as water filled the bow, life on board seemed almost normal. The ship lay so steady that many could not believe anything was wrong. Some passengers played cards. Others continued drinking. Music drifted from the lounges. But the order came: prepare the lifeboats. Crew began waking passengers, telling them to put on life belts. Most resisted. Why leave the safety of a mighty steel ship for a tiny boat in the freezing sea? The orchestra continued to play, a soundtrack of calm, masking the chaos creeping below decks. At 12:05 a.m., distress rockets streaked into the night sky. Wireless operators Jack Phillips and Harold Bride sent out the new international signal, SOS, across the Atlantic. Some ships heard. The Carpathia responded, but she was more than 3 hours away. Too far, too late. Still, passengers remained uncertain. Few could believe Titanic was sinking. But down in the forward compartments, the icy Atlantic poured in. Steel groaned. Bulkheads buckled. The bow sank lower. Every minute that passed brought the end closer. The collision had lasted just moments. No explosion, no violent chaos, no instant terror. And yet, in those 7 seconds of scraping steel against ice, the fate of more than 2,200 souls had been sealed. The Titanic, the pinnacle of human pride and engineering, was now a wounded giant waiting to die. Her lights still shone. Her decks still bustled. But her destiny was written. The countdown had begun. In the North Atlantic, under the stars, Titanic floated wounded but still proud. Passengers and crew had little idea of the disaster unfolding beneath their feet. But the officers knew. The captain knew. And the sea knew. The unsinkable ship was sinking. Slowly, quietly, irrevocably. And soon, the struggle for survival would begin. The Titanic's collision with the Iceberg was only the beginning. In the stillness of the Atlantic night, the fate of more than 2,000 lives hung in the balance. In our next episode, we'll uncover the desperate struggle for survival as lifeboats are lowered and choices of life and death are made. This is Dusk Times. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and join us for episode 5, The Lifeboats. The story continues.